Alright, we're here at Change the Globe Boxing Gym. I'm here with the pride of Ghana, the pride of Italy, Mr. Blackstar himself, Joshua Boateng. How are you?
That's me. I'm good, bro. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm trying to think. Last time we spoke, you said you had 2 fights, and how was that? How did that all go?
Well, terribly. Nah, not really. So I had the first fight, was a 4-rounder. I drew the fight. Obviously, I won the fight, but
Okay.
it's more about where one of the judges just didn't give me no rounds.
Yeah.
And the 2 other judges, one gave a draw, one gave it to me. So it's more where it's like you feel like the judges kind of compromised the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I thought I won that fight. Clearly, everyone thought I won the fight, but you had to watch it to see it. I controlled the fight and whatever. But I could have, one thing I took from that fight, I could have put a mark on the fight, and I mean to make clear
a bit
that
more aggressive.
More aggressive.
Yeah.
But clean shots, not clean, but more eye-catching shots.
Yeah, like to really steal the round.
Yeah. But I didn't. I think I won the round even just by ring generalship kind of thing. I mean, I was dictating the pace. I went to the body. I went to the head. I was seeking, controlling the pace. I was controlling everything, but I didn't really go there and look to drop him like that. And I mean, so the mindset was a little bit wrong. But it's not because I was cocky. It was more because I was cruising through the rounds.
Yeah.
I mean?
But the thing is, I always think it's easy saying that after, because it's like, if you feel like you're winning, why are you going to take unnecessary risks?
Especially when I know that I have another fight after, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that messed me up as well, because I knew that I had the other fight after. So I was like, there's no point for me to actually rush to the fight. You know what I mean?
If you remember when we last spoke, what impressed me the most was I actually asked you, I was like, is it not like a mental thing? Because you've got a fight here, but you know there's another fight in a few weeks' time. And you're like, to be fair, you did say, it's not ideal, but it's just like, you need to just get on with it. Because I feel like a lot of times with fighters, especially at this stage of their career, they're like, oh, well, I got this fight, I'll win this one, I'll win that next one.
Exactly. It's like you've been thinking too much far ahead. And as how much I didn't want it to affect me, actually did in a way. Because it's like, in the fight, not that it did majorly, that I'm thinking our next fight I'm way too cocky. It's more about, I don't really want to get hit. I don't really want to compromise that. So I don't want to risk the fight. So I was like, let me just do enough to win the fight.
Yeah, because you don't want to sort of like, it's also conscious. Because
even if you don't want to, how much you don't want that to happen, it's still gonna be in the back of your head, you know.
But at the end of the day, it's still, if that was the circumstances of it, because you're at a stage where you need to sort of take as many.
Yeah, I had to take as I can.
So like, if that situation happened again, you kind of would have to do it again, because that's just how it is.
But I think what messed me up the most on that fight, is that it was a 4-rounder. Because on the 4th round, the guy was just holding and trying to survive the rounds. And I mean, and we all thought that, okay, I just need to do the 4 rounds so I'll get ready for the next fight. But it wasn't the case, because the guy was a competitive guy. He came to compete. And it wasn't as easy as how you might think. And I mean, so if I have one thing I've learned from this fight, if I'm having a competitive fight, I'm never gonna have it in a 4-rounder, because it can go
either way.
In a way.
Yeah,
I still believe that one of the judge really messed it up, because he didn't really want to give me no rounds, because there's no way you don't give me rounds in that fight. But if it's a competitive fight, and at least you have to give me 6 rounds, so at least, even if I'm taking my time, I can deal with the fight properly, and I even know would have stopped the guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing with fighting. It's like, how can I put it? There are, on paper, there might be easy fights.
Yeah.
But there are no easy fights.
No, there isn't.
And also, even if you're meant to beat a guy, like even if it is an easy fight, you don't know until it's done. Do you know what I mean? So it's so easy to sit here and say, "Oh, I should have done this."
It was so many thoughts process in the moment, but it was like, I could have put a stamp on it. I should have sit on it properly, and I should have won the fight more convincingly. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm meant to beat this guy, so I'm just doing enough to win the fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you do it, and you realize, like, they gave me a draw. It took me like 2 weeks, 3 weeks to realize that I was even lucky, because imagine if they gave me a defeat.
It could have been one more round. It could have been a loss.
So I'm like, what? I mean, so I'm happy with it, because I've took the lesson of it, where there's no easy fights, and I just need to put a stamp on the fight on every fight I'm having, every chance I have.
Yeah. So okay, that fight was in. When was that fight?
February.
Okay, and then how many weeks now is it to the next fight?
So I had the fight already now.
No, I know. So you had that fight in Marbella, was it?
Yeah, Marbella.
And then when was
5 weeks after, then I had
yeah. So the fight in Verona was 5 weeks after. Yeah.
So 5 weeks after the Marbella fight. So I did the Marbella fight, came back, had a couple of days off, and get back into training camp. So
and was it at the same weight? Because
no, lower.
So
I did the fight. I'm in Marbella at 66, and then for Verona I had to do 64.
Okay.
But I weighted less. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that had any sort of effect on the fights?
None.
Okay.
None. I felt good.
So you
didn't the only issue I had, not issue, but one thing I realized when I was in the Marbella fight and I saw the opponent in the ring, coach told me you need to switch on because this is not gonna be an easy fight. But he actually told me the day of the weigh-in because as soon as we saw him, we knew that it was a gain. I mean, we were meant to win the fight, but it wasn't easy to win the fight. I mean, we knew that already.
How did you know that at the weigh-in?
From the way he looked at us.
Okay.
From the face off. Yeah.
Okay.
Face off. We realized that. Yeah. Cool.
So do you actually usually or ever do you really think there's actually something to it when it comes to face offs?
Yeah. It's the energy and the body language and the aura that you come with. The way you step in the room, it means something.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if someone comes to you and comes like you can feel the energy if you want to be there or you don't want to be there, or you can feel the energy that if it's gonna get hit, it's gonna go down to the floor, or if it's gonna be there and try and fight. And as soon as you saw him, we're like, this guy's a game.
Yeah, that's interesting because I've heard a lot of fighters say, you know what, it really does, like you said, the energy and this and that, you can feel the intensity. But then I've heard other fighters say, there have been times I've gone in there, I've completely mean mugged the guy, I've mogged him, but it didn't make a difference in the fight.
No, but I'm not talking about me mugging. It's more about feeling the energy that the other guy has.
Right.
It's different. You know what I mean? I'm not going in there to provoke or to do anything bad. It's just more about I can feel and sense if you're actually serious about what's gonna happen.
Like you're there to fight. Like you know.
You can feel it.
Yeah,
feel it. And when we were in the center of the ring, we went in and we came back out. Coach was like, "You better switch on because it's on the guy's game." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So we realized that.
Yeah. Okay, so fast forward 5 weeks. You're in Italy, back home, and you're going up against what was your opponent called?
Mattia Fraccaroni.
Yeah, and was this fight different in terms of the rounds? Obviously, the weight was different.
Everything was different. So the fight I had in Marbella was preparation for this fight. So what happened in this fight was more because I've been inactive for more than a year. So when I came back in November, we needed another fight for a big fight. So this fight I had now was a big fight. So I need Marbella to get used to fighting again. I drew that fight. Then I was meant to fight for a rounder for a 50-50 fight. So it was a 50-50, so it could have went anyway. And it was a real fight. So everything was different. The weight was lower. It was meant to be at 64. I haven't made 64 in a long time, so I needed time to adjust and whatever. So that 5 weeks were 5 hard weeks of training camp. And then everything was different. I was going enemy territory. It was a long time I haven't done that. Only done that in the amateurs, never done it in the pros. So it was a lot of different things, and I mean, involved into this fight.
Yeah, of course.
So,
because obviously I watched the tape, and it was like a proper, like you say, like a scrap. Like it was two guys throwing, and what is kind of refreshing to see because at that level, like with boxing and sort of fighting in general, it will be a lot of mismatches, and it's kind of just experience.
Yeah.
But like you said, I remember you saying when the fight got booked, it was a 50-50.
I was a 75-30. You go,
yeah.
Not 70-30 because I'm going to his home territory.
Of course, yeah.
And I mean, so I already knew the risk involved in it.
Yeah.
But
I think as well, what I kind of was, because it's hard to watch like people that you know fighting. But what was obviously, even though I already knew the result, what I kind of liked was the stoppage because sometimes, and what I mean by that is I don't feel like you took a lot of damage in the stoppage.
Yeah.
You know, like when you see guys go out or
go on the shoe, go on the floor.
Yeah.
So before then, I just had to tell them that I actually lost the fight.
Yeah.
Of course, lost the fight on the forefront. I got stopped by the referee in my corner actually throwing the towel. But what happened in the fight was, I believe the fight was going as planned. So now I'm going to tell you what really happened in the fight. The fight was going as planned. The plan was keep going, be in front of him most of the time. Wherever it's going to go, it's going to tire out. The plan was perfect. Everything worked to the T. We planned it, I had it in my mind. Was just going to work. So the first round, the first couple rounds, we knew that it's going to be sharp, quick, reactive, but it's not got the pace to the energy and the pace level to keep up through the round. So we knew that already.
Yeah.
So we were expecting to walk through him in the later rounds, like from round 5 to just walk through him and stop him before the round 8.
Yeah, like to wear him down.
Wear him down and just stop him. That was the plan. But what happened was in round 1, he was really sharp, moving around, trying to put on the pace. But I was always in front of him. Second round, it was starting to wear down a little bit, and I realized that the plan is working already. So the game plan was to feint, then go in and attack, feint and go in and attack, and everything was working well till the third round. So the third round, I had a couple of issues in the third round where I was getting too confident in the fight, confident in the point where the guy was showing
frustration.
No, it was showing tiredness.
Okay.
Way earlier than expected. We expecting it on the 4th to 5th round, and he was getting tired. He got tired on the second round. So in the third round, I went in the third round where I'm like, I'm gonna stop this guy.
Yeah.
And also, his body language was showing that he was breaking apart. So basically, what we were expecting was breaking apart, falling over, wasn't getting the right range. Every time I was fainting, it was biting on the feint. So we had him. I thought I had him. So, but I had a couple things that actually messed up in my head during that round. So I got dropped on the third round, but it wasn't only about me getting dropped in the third round. It was me not sticking to what I was doing to get me to that point.
The game plan.
So what happened there was my brother was in the crowd and told me that he was getting tired. Why is this important? Because in the Marbella fight, my brother was there as well, and he told me that my opponent was getting tired. And when he was getting tired, and I saw him, and he said that he's getting tired, I could have stepped on him. I haven't done it, and probably that cost me the draw. Because if I had stepped on him, I'll probably take him out of there.
I see.
I mean, so now that fast and forward on 5 weeks and in Verona fight, I hear him saying he's still getting tired. My head was like, I'm not letting this happen again.
Yeah, you're not gonna make the same mistake as last time. Again.
I just start walking him down, but I walk him down without actually fainting, without actually doing what I was doing to win the fight.
Throwing caution to the wind. Yeah.
I just went in there, I was just going gambling and looking at him, taking the shot, going back in. I didn't care what was happening because in my head I'm like, I'm not letting this happen again. I'm absolutely not letting this happen again. So the idea in the plan was to feint, let him bite on the feint and go for it. So for like 2 minutes on the third round, you can see him holding me, getting cut all over the place, bruises, holding me tight, trying to survive the round. It was like a mess. And seeing all that body language from me, I'm like, it's making me deviate far from the game plan. So I'm getting more into my headspace than actually into the game plan.
Yeah.
So if the game plan is here, what I've done for the game plan, I was like,
you deviated completely away.
Yeah. I was like, move. I'm going to finish the guy.
And I'm assuming that this might have given this guy like a second win, maybe?
Not really. What happened was the guy was finished. But then in that moment, it was a moment that he held me and the referee break us. And the crowd, the crowd in the moment though, for that 2 rounds, second round, third round went quiet because I was just on the guy. The crowd wasn't speaking, and in my head, I can only hear my brother screaming, my corner screaming. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing what I have to do, so I'm just walking through the guy now. I don't care about nothing else. And the crowd went quiet. Then it got to a point where the crowd started cheering him on, calling his name, and there was a sad moment to the fight when as soon as I hear the cheering on, I was like, this is like what I thought it was. Doesn't matter what the crowds do, they can't save you. And there's a moment I just walk in. I literally walk in. I'm just walking into the guy because the referee break us. hear the crowd going on, trying to support them. I just walk in. The guy just threw a shot, and I didn't even care about the shot. I was like, move. Yeah. Then he threw another shot, left hook, right hand, and it caught me straight to the chin. I went down, and I don't even see the shot. I was just down on my back. I'm like,
I saw it. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, how the hell did I get here? And I got back up and I got to the corner. I'm like, bro, what happened? Damn, I got hit. And then the round gone, and then I tried to survive the round. I did. I was moving around more. I wasn't hurt. I was more where I was more like, how did I get here? More confused kind of. Yeah. But that took away from my leg. So after that, I went to the corner. And the coach was fuming in the corner. Coach told me, he said the reason why, he said, do you know why you got hit like that? Yeah. I didn't know what hit me, so I was like, no, why? And he was like, you walked into a city shot, you didn't faint before going on. So second round, I was fainting before going in every exchange, and that was giving me the edge to see what was happening, and I was taking advantage of it. On the third round, I was deviating from the fainting. I was just walking in. It was only a couple of times I fainted, but every time there was an exchange, I just walk in because I thought I had him. So that cocky energy that I had in the moment of I have him, I'm not letting this happen again. There's nothing that this guy can do that I can say the crowd cannot save him or whatever. That cocky energy cost me the fight and that round. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
that sort of swung the momentum around.
It was swung everything around. Yeah. So on the fourth round, when the fourth round started, before I go out, coach said, don't let him get back into this. I'm in that case. So for me, I'm always gonna try and fight. So if you tell me something like that, in my head I'm like, I can't let this guy come back in. But not realizing my legs are not there yet. So I'm still trying to fight in a moment where I need to recover. I mean, so there was a moment in the corner where they're screaming, move, go backwards. I didn't even hear them. Yeah. I just watched it after on the footage, but in the moment I didn't hear. I just went forward because in my head I'm like, I need to stop the momentum of the guy. So he jumped over me and just tussled me out, and I went down. But the way I went down, I didn't feel my leg. I'm like, damn, my leg's not strong enough to hold it. I don't know what's going on. So I got back up. And then every time I was leaning on me, I was falling down. Yeah. But at that point, even if you would have pushed me, I would have went down.
Yeah, like a little bit of wind would have knocked you over. Yeah.
So it was my legs. So it got to a point that
that's fascinating.
So the guy was there in front of me, and he was breathing heavy, cut all out of it, breathing heavy. He didn't have it no more. So in my head, I'm like, I can't let this guy come back and look. It's breathing. It can't no more. He had to do something. But me forcing doing something get me hit because I wasn't even fainting. I wasn't going back to recover. I was stuck in between. Do I have to recover or I had to take him out? Yeah. I can't let him get back into this. So in that moment, I was like, I'm going to try and take him out.
I'm going to go for it, yeah.
And I did. I went with a jab. The guy just waited for me because he couldn't even come and chase me. He tried to chase me, but he was finished, so he couldn't chase me no more. So it was in front of me, and it was like, I'm going to wait. You come in. Yeah. And I went in, and he just hit me with the right hand. As soon as he hit me with the right hand, it wasn't the shot. It was on my legs. So as soon as it went down, I just went down. Yeah. I went down. I got back up. And the way I got back up, my leg went a little bit. I went in the corner. I turned out. The referee saw the fight. The coach would have threw the towel in at the moment because it's the way I stumbled into in the corner that caused me the fight. Yeah. So it was super frustrating because as soon as the fight ended, they let me sit down on the stool. Coach grabbed my head and was like, "Listen, you made a mistake. You pay for it, but it's fine. This is boxing. That's how boxing goes." I was fuming at the moment, because I'm like, how? Yeah. At the moment, I didn't even realize what was happening because I was like, how did I even let this happen?
Do you know what though? That's the thing because you know someone, just as a boxing fan, how often do we watch fights? You're like, it's so obvious when someone's making a mistake, but it's like when you're in the moment, it's easy sort of saying, and also like you said, it was more like from what you're telling me, it's more like a sort of I don't want to say overconfidence because I feel like if you smell blood, you should go for it in a fight. But I think it was more like a lapse in concentration.
Thank you very much. Yeah. That's exactly what we said as soon as we got out of the fight. Someone said, because my nature is to like fiery character. You have some boxes where they're really calm, like killer assassins, like silent assassins, stuff like
professional doing the job.
Ice cold.
Yeah,
I'm a fire guy. So as soon as you put a little bit of fire next to me, I'm gonna lit up the whole place.
Exactly.
Because that's how I am. So as soon as I see it, I went for it. But what coach said is that the mistake was I had him tired, but I didn't have him hurt. So it's a big difference.
That's a great perspective.
So it's like when they're hurt, that's when you go for it. But when they're tired, they can still have a shot.
Yeah, and you know what? Also, but it kind of sounds true to what he did with you. You weren't really hurt.
No, I'm not hurt.
What kind of happened is not that you were tired either. Your legs were gone.
Oh my God, he took my legs. So it's like even when I go back, every time I went down, the mistake I made is I went straight back up.
Yeah,
because I was never hurt. Where I was like, what's happening? My legs just weren't strong enough in the moment where they took it away. And I was getting more damage than I thought on my legs. So that took a lot away from me. You know what I mean?
And it just goes to show you, when it comes to fighting and boxing, it's little 1% and inches that sort of make that difference. Because it's obviously it's easy saying it now, but if you didn't sort of, if you sort of did like you did the feint that you said, a little bit,
Bro, in the moment so every day of the after the fight, I realized more things. So the first couple of days, I thought I just got cocky. Was my mistake because I got cocky. And in the moment, I was like, nah, whatever this guy's gonna do, it's not gonna bother me. And so that was cocky energy. But after a while, after a week, I spoke with coach. We watched the fight back, and he said something I didn't realize. He said, because I thought I made a mistake only in that moment where I didn't feint. I just walked in.
Yeah.
Coach said, no, you did the whole round. I said, really? Did that? So we counted every exchange I had and how many times I feinted and how many times I didn't feint. I didn't feint for like 13 times in every exchange. That we had like maybe 17 exchanges in the fight. 17 times we were going for it. For 13 times I didn't feint. And I was like, I thought I didn't feint only once and that got me the fight. So I was pushing myself down where I'm like, I made only one mistake.
Right.
And he told me after, he was like, no, you didn't make one mistake. You made mistakes throughout the whole round because you didn't feint multiple times. I said, no, it's not true. Then we watched the fight, I was like, right.
Wow, yeah. Well, do you know what though? I mean, like I said, it's kind of convenient to go, oh well, this and that. But I think now that you've made that mistake, next time when you're in that position, you'll know.
One thing you don't know, that I've been with coach for a year now, okay?
Okay.
And we've been training together since a year. And he's been telling me in every sparring session that I cannot walk into shots because in a fight you have small gloves and small gloves can make a difference. I always heard what he was saying. I was always trying to absorb the information I was given to me.
Trying to understand.
But it's one thing hearing it, one thing doing it. And I mean, so it's like I received the message, I received the information, but I never was able to change that thing because I never really see the effect.
Yeah.
So we have multiple sparrings where at least once a spar, I always go forward. I'm not guy that I always try and go forward. I always apply pressure. So sometimes I don't realize the distance with me and you, and I just go in. So I walk in multiple times in sparring. I get hit once, but again, 16-ounce gloves is different from an 8-ounce glove. So it's like I learned. I've understood the lesson, but I never learned the lesson. Kind of, you know what I mean?
It's more costly, obviously, in a fight.
You know I mean? So and he'd been telling me, he said you can't do that mistake. And I was being, okay, cool. I'm going to try and learn that. Now, after a week, I feel like I never learned the lesson. This definitely teach me the lesson now. It's like, kind of, God put me in a position where you had to learn the lesson. Because coaches have been trying to tell you, you're not listening. You better listen now. You know what I mean? You better learn. You're going to learn now. Yeah. And I did. Because now, I understand what he was trying to tell me for a year.
Yeah. It's like my dad always says, if you can't learn, you'll fail. And the thing is, that's what happens, especially in fighting. If, like you said, you make that mistake, and like
I never caught
it never understood it onto you.
Now I'm like, boy, before I go in, I'm gonna fail every single time. You know?
I was gonna ask you. So when you were talking about, when you had the momentum in your favor in the fight,
yeah,
and you're listening to your corner and stuff. But when you're actually in like a dogfight like that, can you actually even hear your corner where things are going? Because the crowd are going.
The crowd went quiet, so I could hear my corner.
Yeah.
But I couldn't hear it properly. And when I went in the corner, coach was like, "Faint." There were only certain moments where he was screaming, "Faint, faint, faint, faint," and I faint, and it was mine. But it got to the moment we slowed down the moment that the referee break us before I got dropped. It break us, bro. I just walk because I was lost in my thought. I remember the thought so clearly in that moment because they stick with me because I was so concentrated on my thoughts than into the game plan. So the example we made a couple of days ago, me and the team, was that I went to a gunfight with 2 guns, walking into a guy with my guns, saying, "I'm gonna come and shoot you," and just walk straight in, forgetting that the guy had a gun. all the guy had to do was point the gun, try to shoot once, and I kind of be like, "Yeah, whatever," and shoot the second time. I was in front of him just like that.
Yeah.
So I totally forgot where I was in the moment. I was just thinking about it doesn't matter what happened. So the lesson I got from this is that I had to switch. I had to stay on because it's never done until it's done. You know what I mean? And then I spoke with some of my friends and said, "You did everything perfect in the fight. And you will win the fight. You just made a mistake, and you learn from me because the mistake was." And we point out to the fight of Crawford Spence.
Yes.
Crawford had Spence hurt in the second round, but he didn't go for the finish. He still kept going, doing what he was doing until Spence didn't have no more, and he took him out. Me, it's like me trying to go for the kill after I hurt the guy, or actually, it wasn't even hurt, it was tired. It wasn't the right time yet.
Yeah, it's all about timing. It's all about timing.
And my timing in the moment was awful, but that's because I was caught in the moment. I'm like, nah. And it was the multiple situation involved in it. Was the previous fight, my brother telling me the same thing on the previous fight, me don't want to allow to let that happen again. And plus it was like rushing and forgetting that I have 8 rounds to work in because he was tired on the second, fuming on the third, and it was holding for their life in the third. And even the fourth that got me dropped and my legs weren't there, it was being heavy. So I just needed to drag on. He would have, because one thing that happened was after the fight, he came on the lounge during the hotel. The event was in the hotel, so we all went in the hotel lounge or wherever. And he came to me, was all bruised up, and it was like looking at me in a lost way. He was like, "Oh boy, I don't know how I would have kept that place for Iran. I probably wouldn't be able to keep it because I didn't know I was getting a little bit kind of panic on how I was able to do it. And so luckily I had the right hand that saved me from the troubles." And I was like, I told him, I said, "I thought I had you." And I told him that I made a mistake where I got overconfident, where I thought, because I thought I had you, I thought you didn't have nothing else. So I just walked into a shot that I didn't see. That's what I thought was a silly shot because I should have made that mistake. But it was just a moment I just forgot what. I was just thinking about
a little bit carried away.
Carried away from everything. Right?
Yeah, it's crazy because I just think these little things do make a difference. But now that you've lost your undefeated record, do you feel any different at all?
Yeah, I feel free.
Really?
Yeah, because it's kind of you feel like you have a lot of pressure on yourself because you're undefeated, this, that, never been stopped, this, that, whatever. But I have 2 ways I feel about this fight after I lost. I feel free, and I don't feel bad for the loss because I don't feel that the guy beat me because he was better than me. He beat me because I gave the fight away. It's like I gave him a gun. I'm like, "Listen, I'm giving you a chance to win. Do you want it?" And obviously, he took it.
Yeah.
But if I didn't give him that chance, he would have not beat me.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I don't feel as bad as people think I feel. Because a lot of people think they don't even know how to approach me. Because they think I feel in a terrible way because I got stopped and whatever. I never got spark out, thank God, in the fight.
It was a great stoppage, actually.
Yeah, it was a great stoppage.
Because I looked at it thinking, well, it's not like you've been, like, now I even know about your legs, but it wasn't like, wow, you know when you see some guys they go out cold or...
It was never like, and the referee had to jump. I was always conscious in every moment. I said the first time I was like, how did I get here? But aside that, I was like,
it was a great stoppage.
I was great stoppage because it wasn't. I didn't get a lot of damage from the stoppage.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
But
yeah,
I didn't get a lot of damage. So yeah, it was a good stoppage on that point of view.
Okay.
But I didn't feel like the guy's not better than me. You know what I mean? So my concern is that I always want to be the best. The guy wasn't better than me. I gave the fight away. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. And the other point of view was I feel free where one thing I realized in this week, actually, in this couple of days, I realized that we all try and live in a perfect world. Let's say other bots are trying to show all the perfect view of boxing, perfect profiles, perfect training camp, perfect boxes, or whatever. I don't have that pressure showing everything nicely and perfect. Because after the fight, I was pissed off. I was hurting that I lost the fight, and I was a lot of emotions involved. But one thing I'm glad I've done was after the fight, my friend was there. It's a videographer, the one who take the videos of most of the stuff. I told him, bro, I think you should film this moment. And I just get out of the shower and I speak on the camera saying that, trying to explain what happened during the fight. And I realized that this is how life is. You have ups and downs, but everyone always wants to try and show the nice part, especially in boxing, especially in Instagram world, on the social media. Everyone trying to show the gold plates,
the highlights,
the best versions or whatever. Boy, I just got stopped. I mean, so I don't have that pressure of showing the best every single time. You know what I mean? So I got stopped. I was hurting, and I'm glad I spoke to the camera in that moment because I'm showing people that I'm a real person right now. I don't have the pressure of like always being perfect. You know what I mean? And plus, it helps knowing that I get the fight away. He didn't beat me, kind of. He beat me because I gave him a chance to beat him.
It still counts, but like
it counts
as but you know, for example, you know what? I made a mistake. It's on me.
Bro, we could have had a rematch in the same night, and he would have not beat me. We can fight every single time. He's not gonna beat me. And he should back up in the rankings. He's like number 1 in the lightweights, and I went 18. Okay, so for me right now, it's like all the 18s in top in front of me and him, they're not my level. You know what I mean? Because I gave the fight away.
Yeah, and then you know what? I always say with fighting, rankings don't really matter.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. I realize that rankings never see the right story.
It's more like the way I see rankings. I'm not against rankings, but for me personally, as a fan, rankings for me are more a guide.
Oh, yeah,
they're not that they're not factual, but they're not.
No, they're not real, bro. Because some people can get up there, but without actually being that good.
Exactly, and also as well with rankings as well, there are other things that come into play. It's not, like in the Premier League or football.
Yeah.
You know, okay, this team is 4th, this team is 3rd. They're going to be in the Champions League. This team was better than that team. Yeah, but with boxing and fighting, there are injuries and there's fees and there's money. There are other things that come into play, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But also on the undefeated thing, there's a guy called Dominic Cruz, one of the best UFC champions ever. But he always said that if you don't lose, I don't really know how good you are. He said there are guys that have never lost, like Habib and other guys. But if you haven't lost, it's like how good do we know you are? Because when you lose, it makes the wins better, and it's like when you lose, do you crumble after the loss, or do you get better?
Someone said that to me. It's like you know how to show your real character. You know what I mean? Because again, everyone's not as good to show the best version of themselves on when they was winning and on whatever. But I've lost now. I get the fight away. I made a mistake. I pay for the mistake. Now it's like
you won't make that mistake again.
Yeah. But now it's like, how am I gonna get back?
Exactly.
Am I gonna be able to show up, step up because the pressure's on now. But again, I'm not afraid of it because I know who I am now. You know what I mean? Because before the fight, I asked myself multiple times, am I that guy? You know what I mean? Am I who I really believe I am? Yeah. And I didn't know if I was. I actually knew I was that guy, but I was like, we're gonna find out after this fight.
Reassuring it.
I'm gonna find out after this fight. After the fight, I realized that I'm looking at the fight, and I'm like, I am that guy. It's just that I need more discipline and more structure on if I am that guy, I need to be the guy out to the end of the round, up to the end of the fight. I can't be that guy, then I stop being the guy and being someone else and get back. If I'm that guy, and actually the defeat helped me to understand how to be the guy completely. Because I was the guy, but I wasn't complete yet until I actually had the defeat.
Yeah.
Because now that I got the defeat and I know how I've lost, now I'm complete to be the guy because I know what the mistake I made. And that was the last bit that was missing to me to be the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and with a fight, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not, like you said, you can't just be on it for 2 rounds. You need to do it for the whole fight. Okay, so considering all of that, when are we expecting to see you back next?
June, bro. I'm back, bro.
That's only 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, is that going to be abroad again, I'm guessing?
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be a home show. Hopefully.
Okay.
Finger crossed.
Are we any closer to you maybe fighting in the UK or not really?
It looks far now because I got stopped. So,
I see. Okay.
So now it's like, if before was about win the fights and we can see where we can go with the British license, and we can see what direction can take. Now it feels like I'm sucking the Italian license because I got stopped there. So now it's like I have to work my way back up. So the idea and the plan is to get some titles. So I spoke with my manager and he was like, let's see what we can get. But again, it's one fight at a time at this point because I've got stopped. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's one fight at a time.
Okay, so we're thinking June back in Italy then?
Hopefully.
Yeah, and
in an
ideal world, the
ideal world, we're trying to do my medicals in a couple of months and get back in June. That's my plan.
And sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
What weight would it be at? Same weight again?
Super lightweight. Because super lightweights, even the guy that Mattia was huge on Fight Night.
I was gonna say he was quite like a build.
I'm like, right.
You're quite a lean guy anyway. You're quite a skinny guy.
But on the Fight Night, no. Weigh-in day, we weighed the same. We weighed the 63.7, both of us.
Oh, you did same day weigh-ins as well?
No, day before.
No, but you said on the fight night.
No, the weight before.
Okay.
We weighed at 63.7. We both weighed the same.
Right. Got you.
On fight night, the guy looking huge. I'm like, wow, look at his back. Coach, what's going on here?
He's like cruiserweight.
But like, it didn't look like that yesterday.
Yeah.
But it also depends how you do the weight, because when I'm thinking about it, he was tired on the second. He was breathing heavy on the second already. So it's like, you may weight and you look huge. You have a good pop.
Yeah.
But how are you going to hold?
It can work against you sometimes, because I think when you see guys, they have cut too much weight, so they've got the size advantage on the night, but they're drained, like you said. And that can affect your ability to take a shot as well. Again,
I don't know if it's the I don't know how to say it. I don't know if it's actually the weight, because of the weight that he was struggling to keep the pace on. But you might have some advantages, but you have something that it's not working for you. You know what I mean? Because it was big and he could throw a good shot. I was trying to block some of it, and some of it jumped me, but it's more because I gave him the chance to. It's like giving him a free shot and he took it. But outside of that, I didn't see multiple advantages I had. It was big. It probably was bigger than me, but I didn't really make any difference.
I kind of think that as well. I feel like you're in the long run, you'll sort of, it'll play against you. Yeah. Especially if you fight a guy that's on your level or as good as you. It will really play against you.
But again, I don't know if it's because we studied the guy and we knew that he wasn't gonna be able to keep the pace for long rounds, or it's because of the weight.
Yeah.
Sure. You know what I mean? So you can never know, because we knew that he wasn't going to feel the pace. But when I saw him breathing heavy in the second, I wasn't expecting that so early. You know what I mean? I was expecting to. So I don't know if it's because of the weight or it's because actually we work him that hard.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, but because you've been so busy, have you been keeping an eye on boxing in general? Or not really?
I mean, I'm a boxing fan, bro.
Yeah. So you've been watching the fights?
Yeah, I watch Moses, bro. I watch Moses.
Against Franklin. That was crazy. I can't believe he's 21. Yeah. Atama it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
No, it is the future of heavyweights, bro.
He's just, do you know what is what strikes me about Moses Atama? He's so, wise beyond his years. Yeah. It doesn't feel like you're talking to a 21-year-old.
Yeah. I spoke about Moses.
Have you trained with him?
Yeah, I went in the gym and on sparring. I sparred McCormack, Luke, and he was there, innit? And I had to chat with him. He's a cool guy, but it's way more mature than the age that he has.
Oh, 100%.
It's like he has his head on the shoulders properly, and it's like The guy speaks like he's a grown man.
Yeah, like he's in his 30s or 40s or something. Because I actually listened to an interview with him yesterday, so a couple of days after the fight, and he was saying, like he's so just grounded, and he was sort of saying he spent a lot of time training with AJ and Fury, and he said they both just sort of gave him advice to saying like, sort of shut out all the noise. There's going to be people going to be thinking you're this and that, but he said just basically saying just get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
One thing about I learned from but I've seen Moses and kind of seen an attribute that has that I haven't got as a boxer is ice cold. It's always ice cold no matter the situation. It's always so calm and so ice cold. You know when
professional.
You know when someone's cold, you be like, rah. The guy is like, no matter the pressure, no matter the situation, he's so calm and it doesn't let anything bother him. Like after the first round, he went to the corner. Was like, bro, I'm going to quit. The corner tried to slow him down and to like calm down, just take your time. But he is so calm. So when I let me put kind of example. For me, when I see Moses, I see like a professional killer. I see him precise, like doesn't let nothing bother him. It's a killer. It's like ice cold. No matter what, he can get the job done cold. Me, on the other hand, I'm like a frontline warrior. You put me there, I'm gonna scream and shout and try to get your head off.
Yeah.
Both killers, but it's the way of killing that is different.
It's the sort of temperament
and the intent. Yeah, that's the temperament of it.
Yeah.
I'm more like fiery. I'm always like hyperactive. He's so calm, but also as a person, he's really calm. Kind of.
Yeah, he seems quite just laid back.
Laid back.
Not that he's not a hard worker or
no. Laid back as
I'm there to do the job. Yeah,
I'm there to do. I'll do the job and handle the business. For me, I'm like, I'm here to do the job. If I got excited, that's a wrap.
But that's probably one of the hardest things to do in boxing is control your emotions. Because at the end of the day, it's easy saying, "Oh well, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna be ice cold." But at the end of the day,
no, it's not. Because everyone is different. But one thing
when you get smacked in the face, it's like, "Oh, I want to fight." Do you know what I mean?
But one thing my strength and conditions coach said, he said, probably for me, the biggest issue is gonna be controlling my nature because my nature is one of the I always want to fight. Like even when I got dropped multiple times, I always get up and always try to fight. But he said you're gonna need that in some certain fights because sometimes you need to get that fire in you. You're gonna be like deep. So it's like just learning when to use it and when not to use it.
Yeah, it's about time. Like we said, timing. But you know, though, that kind of strikes me as a bit surprising because from all the times that we've met and you've talked about like I'm focused, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that. You don't really strike me as someone that's like, say like you made those mistakes in that fight. Yeah. You wouldn't strike me as someone that makes that mistake because I would sort of describe you as very calm. You're sort of realistic.
Yeah, I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm really feet on the floor.
Yeah, feet on the ground. Yeah.
But, okay, how am I putting it?
No, I know exactly what you mean, but I'm surprised.
No, but so the combination. I'm so lucky because my trainer is the most quiet person. He's really calm, really quiet. He talked to me so loud in the corner, but as soon as we get off, he's the most chill person alive. Me, I'm the opposite. I'm so hype. I love interacting. I'm always hype. I'm always energizing and stuff like that. And I always say that I take this from my mom because my mom has the energy where she's like all over the place. She can do 101 things in 1 second, and I'm kind of like her. I have 2 brothers, twins. They're more like my dad. My dad is the most chill person ever.
Yeah,
they're chill.
She's the hothead one.
And I took straight from her mom. Me and my mom are just the same.
Yeah,
just a hothead, and that is the way I am. So lately, I've been telling her since I've been training with her, I've been telling her, Mom, you know what? I realized that I took call from you, and that's the way I fight. And you know what she tells me? She said, "You need to take your time and calm down." I'm like, it's easier for you to say that. I took call from you, though. You know? So the character that you are, you also transmit into the fighting as well. You know?
Yeah, of course.
So you need to be. For me, the hard bit is gonna be control my nature, kind of. And I mean, that's the number one thing. But I'm gonna get it because I definitely learned after I got stopped.
Yeah.
So
sort of keep it a bit more under wraps, kind of thing. Just
I'm gonna hold it tight until it's the moment to use it.
Yeah.
The moment
like
to use it
said,
might be
like your coach said.
When it's the right moment, boom, I'll turn it on and I'll use it. But if it's not that time, but even that though, the fight I thought when I watched the fight, I told coach yesterday. I told him, what I've done in the third round when I got stopped or when I got dropped, I should have done that in the later rounds. You know what coach said? He said, nah, you should have never done that. You should have still stayed behind the fence. You still had to, even when it was getting tired, you still had to stick out. And in my head, I'm like, that when I'm like able to just let out what I have in me, and also like, nah, you always have to stay disciplined. You never had to just wild out. You always have to do your thing. Like,
wow, that's fascinating. Okay, so you're saying, I mean, you've learned from the defeats. You're sort of itching to get back in, and you're saying fights in June, and then hopefully in an ideal world we get that British license and we get you fighting back here in the UK.
I'm not sure about.
Well, we don't know.
No, I'm not sure about the British license. So the plan is to get me back into winning ways.
Yeah,
I need to.
That's the number one thing.
I had 2 fights this year. I've drew one and lost one. Now I haven't got a win yet. So I was like, I need to get a win.
Yeah, but in a way, the experience can be more valuable because
what I'm getting in these 2 fights was more than if I just walked through this.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you remember what we said last year was, I was like, we were both saying, well, you've been inactive for quite a while. It's actually the minutes under your belt, and you've learned from this now, and you're ready to go next time. I think, like you said, the next fight is always the biggest fight. So I think when you get this next fight date, you'll be ready and sort of ready to go. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's frustrating because you want to make the wrong right. Do you know what I mean? But then once the fight's there, you'll be ready to go.
I'm just gonna take my time, get back inspiring, and faint every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep it on the wraps like
every single time.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson, bro. So
yeah,
I just can't wait to just practice what I learned. Make it right. Practice what I've learned, and make it right in a fight. That's all.
That's fascinating. All right, cool. This is the Blackstar, Joshua Boateng. We're going back in the win column next time. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you,
bro. Respect, man.